Welcome to China Horse Business, the one and only podcast focusing on the booming horse market in China, bringing to you by two experts of Chinese equine industry, Zoe King and Jojo Wang from Shanghai and Hong Kong, introducing China to the world.
Hello, Zoe. How was your week?
Oh my God, Jojo, I've got an email and it's good news. Horse Touches, a company that analyzes information about podcast ranking, informed us that our podcast had a good performance. Our China Horse Business podcast ranked 21 in the category Entrepreneurship in New Zealand, 58 in Hong Kong, and 77 in Ireland.
Well, it is promising to get into the top 100, but ranking up to 21 in New Zealand makes me fly to the moon. I want to take this opportunity to thank all our listeners. Your support provides us more energy to collect valuable news to share in the podcast.
Yes, today in China News, we are going to share with you the first Cross-Strait Hong Kong and Macau Modern Equine Industry Development Youth Academy Forum, held on the 23rd and 24th October last week. Jojo, you were invited to be one of the speakers. How was it?
The forum was organized by the China Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Institute Equine chapter, aiming to promote future academic exchange and cooperation of young scientists and practitioners across the mainland Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau in the equine industry, jointly improve education standard, build exchange platforms, and strengthen the industry insights. 16 speakers were invited from different fields in the industry, including Hong Kong Jockey Club and Macau Jockey Club, to share their experience or research topic. I was honored to be invited to share the development of the Chinese equine industry. The forum was in Beijing with over 200 experts and scholars from more than 70 colleges and universities, equine vets, research institutes, companies attend these events.
The conference fully demonstrated equine science and technology in operation of racing from the recent years, nutrition and feeding management, disease diagnosis, and treatment with classic cases and the latest research in the field.
I'm pleased to see the passion and enthusiasm from the heated discussion. The upcoming generation in China horse industry is getting stronger, and I'm looking forward to see more educational platform in the future. Today in the China Club session, we will bring our audience to Baohu village in China's Shandong province.
Shandong is a second-tier province located on the east coast of China. Baohu village was established in 2020, and it was built in a real estate project with a riding arena of 5,400 square meters, a built-in grandstand for 200 audience. The club is facilitated with quarter horse, Andalusia, a Caltech, Frisian of approximately 20 horses providing English riding services mainly to the residents in the same real estate project.
Last week on the 24th of October, the Shandong Sport Bureau together with the Shandong Equestrian Association organized a competition in Baohu village. According to the organizer, 20 riding clubs with 80 horses and 236 rider-horse combinations participated in this competition.
With the increasing number of equestrian clubs in China, we have seen many riders and trainers. However, we did not interview many equestrian clubs managers.
Yes, you're right. So today in our China Story session, we have invited Felix Li to our podcast and see how he answered our classic 7 questions. Zoe and I will read out his answer on his behalf.
Question 1. What's your name and your role in the industry?
Hello everyone, I'm Felix, working as a riding club manager. On my path working with the horses, my role has been changing. I started working as an apprentice in the training institute. Later, I went to work as a horseman in an equestrian club. Afterwards, I joined the Chinese horseball team and became a professional horseball player. We conduct intensive close training every day in Beijing, and I had the opportunity to grow with the team and travel to many places to promote equestrian sport and play exhibition game. In the second year, our team was invited to the Horseball Federation to participate in the Europe Cup of Horseball in Spain, representing China. After that, I work as an equestrian trainer and at the same time run my tech shop. Currently, I'm a club manager and I find my passion in this position.
When and how did you get into the industry?
It was spring of 2008, and 13 years had passed since I was a sports student. I was graduated from Shenyang Sport Institute specializing in gymnastics. The Beijing Olympic Games equestrian events was held in Hong Kong the same year. 6 Chinese riders participated in the competition. It was also the first time that China participated in the Olympic equestrian events. Since then, the industry realized that the sport will rise and new blood is needed in laying the foundation for the future development for the equestrian industry and started recruiting from Sports Institute. I'm one of the students picked it, and I have lived with horses ever since then.
Why is horse so unique to you?
I think horses are extraordinary animals. Many Chinese idioms are related to horses. Chinese people always connect horse in myth, and now I am very close with horses, can be friend with horses and even riding them. This is God's present to us. Horses are most special. We can ride on the horse, and which is entirely impossible for other animals. Sitting on a horseback, we can be his friend. If we sit on the back of a tiger, we might only be their food.
What's your most memorable horsey moment?
So far, I have seen all friends in the stable have different experience with horse riding, but very few like me. I was ridden by a horse. The story happened in 2014, and one day the horse is cantering. The horse suddenly stumbled. The whole horse body was directly pressed against me. And because my body was on the side of the horse, there was no way to dodge. The whole horse pressed over me. At that time, what comes to my mind was on the bit, round my back and arch my neck, lower my head, grind my teeth, held my breath, and wait for the 400-kilo Fuxing to pass by. Fuxing is a young horse. For horse which is lost control will usually take off and enjoy a little gallop. But that day he stood there motionless even though many people came over to look at me. He stood there and looked at me quietly. It seems that he's more worried than me. I will never forget that edgy look from him. I want to touch him and tell him that I'm fine, but really can't get up with my soft tissue damage on both knees. However, his expression in his eyes will forever print in my brain.
For the 5th question, who is your idol and why? Felix responded saying there are too many people in the industry that I admire, but I most respect a veterinarian. He's from a family of Chinese medicine practitioners who had practiced in the stable for decades. In the first few years of my career, I would consult him and hire him to treat the horses. I admire him because of his professionalism and diagnostic of each treatment accurately. Horses recovered very quickly under his advice. In addition, I was lucky enough to join his activities, recognizing different plants in the mountains and which one are medical materials, their functions, how to use them, etc. There are countless types of medicines in his therapeutic material library. Unfortunately, he's no longer able to practice now.
So coming to question 6, what is your must-have item in the stable?
According to Felix, a body brush is something he used every day. It is a magical tool to develop bonding between humans and horses.
For our last question, what is your goal in 5 years' time?
My goal is to be an influential professional manager of an equestrian club. I have been accumulated my experience throughout the years, and it is gradually happening. I'm now building my marketing business management skills, and I already have a suitable investor. In the next 5 years, we will create an equestrian center integrating equestrian education, competitions, horse breeding, and horse livery. I believe it can achieve soon.
Inspiring. I believe all determination and hard work will pay off one day, and I wish the best of luck to Felix and his team.
Yes, later on today, we will have our China Horse Business Live, and please stay tuned.
Right. If you're interested to speak in our live webinar to our focus group of Chinese audience, please get in touch with us on contact@wonder-horse.com.
As summer is over now, please be reminded our webinars will change from 9 a.m. CST to 8 a.m. CET, especially for our listeners in Central Europe. All right, looking forward to seeing you in our webinars. Bye.
Bye-bye.
This podcast is co-hosted by Zoe King and Jojo Wang, powered by Wonder Horse, a business solution provider focusing on Chinese equine market and a bespoke equine community in China.
In addition to this weekly podcast, we launch a monthly webinar called China Horse Business Live. The objective is to connect international stakeholders with Chinese decision makers. 4 to 5 speakers will introduce their activity, products, surveys, and any other topics related to the equine industry within 10 minutes in English. This webinar is open to all Chinese audience, especially targeting equestrian clubs owner, professionals, rider, officials, and suppliers.
This is a perfect opportunity for you to introduce your brand, products, and services to real Chinese audience and interact with them. You may find your partner, distributor, or clients in these webinars.
If you are interested in making a speech in the webinar, please subscribe to our annual package, Business Pass, which will allow you to speak once per semester in the webinar, along with many other premium benefits.
A lower cost annual package, Connect Plus, is also available with some useful benefits. Please check them out on our website, www.wonder-horse.com/podcast, and in the show note of this podcast.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. You can subscribe it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and any podcast channel by searching the name of our program, China Horse Business.
We are also looking forward to meeting you in China Horse Business Live, a monthly webinar connecting international stakeholders with Chinese decision makers.
Please feel free to leave us a comment and recommend our program to your friends and colleagues.
Spare the world and stay tuned.